Okay, welcome to our series. As we have been doing, we have been solving the past question Wassce. We started with financial accounting, but today we are moving on to economics. Okay, one of the interesting elective subjects that you can find in the senior high school. Okay, and what we are going to solve is Wassce May-June 2015 paper 2. Okay, and you're going to start with the section A aspect of the question of the paper, which has to do with the theory, the essay aspect of it. Okay, it's an essay part of the paper 2. I'm going to start with question number 1. As you can see on the screen, if you don't have a copy of the question, you kindly pause the video, either you write it or you snap it with your phone or any device that you are using. Okay, and it will be a great help for all of us. So let's move on. Let's see what the question has for us. So the question says that the total fixed cost and the total cost functions of a hypothetical firm are shown in the graph below. Study it and answer the question that follows. Okay, so it means you are going to use this graph to answer the question that is beneath the graph. Okay, and it has to do with the total fixed cost and the total cost of a firm. Okay, but before I move on to the solution itself for question number A, or part A of question 1, I would like to give you some little explanation, or let us do some revision. Maybe if you might have forgotten them, or if this is the first time of seeing something like this in economics, then it's very vital for us to go back a little bit. Okay, when you see a firm, when they are into production of goods and services, there are costs that they incur. There are different types of costs that they incur, but in accounts it is being grouped in different types. Okay, you can talk of the total cost, you can talk of the total fixed cost, and you can talk of total variable cost. Okay, when you say fixed cost, it's a cost that do not change irrespective of the level of output. Okay, it does not vary in relation to the goods that the business produces. Okay, so assuming a business is into production of, let's say, cement. Okay, but before they can produce the cement, there are certain things that they have to get in place. Like if they don't have their own building or their own factory, they have to rent an apartment. So if a company rents an apartment and due to one or two reasons they are not able to produce, okay, because they are not able to produce, we shouldn't say they are not going to incur costs. Now there are certain costs that they will incur irrespective of the activity level in the business. So assuming the cost for the rent is 10,000, it means at the end of every month or at the end of every year they are supposed to pay 10,000 whether they produce or not. Okay, so the fixed cost does not change irrespective of what happens in the business. Okay, at this stage it doesn't change irrespective of the level of activities of the business, whether they are producing or not producing. So fixed cost is a cost that do not change in relation to the output produced in the business. Okay, whether they produce or not, they will still pay for that expenses. So like the word I use, the example that I use, rent of a factory or a warehouse, whether they are producing or they are not producing, they have to pay the amount for the rent. Okay, so in this situation that we find ourselves in, this pandemic situation, the coronavirus, some companies, they've shut down, and so assuming they are renting an apartment, we shouldn't say the landlord will say, because of the situation you are not going to pay me my rent, unless maybe the government intervene. But if the government doesn't intervene or the landlord doesn't pardon the business, then they should pay the rent expenses. Okay, so fixed costs are the costs that do not change irrespective of the level of activities in the business. The opposite of this is the variable cost. Okay, it's a cost that changes in relation to the output of the business. Okay, so it keeps on changing when the activity levels also changes. Okay, so the variable cost has a relation with, or the relationship between the output and that of the cost has to do with a positive one. Okay, so if it is the output is going up, the cost will also go up. If the output is going down, the cost will also go down. So variable costs are the costs that do not change. Variable costs are the costs that change in relation to the level of output. Okay. When it comes to total cost, the total cost has to do with the combination of the fixed cost and that of the variable cost of the business. Okay, so total cost is a cost of producing, or is the overall cost of producing a particular product. Okay, is the overall cost of producing a particular product, or is the total cost of a firm for producing a particular product. Okay, so these are some of the, we have other different types of cost. We get to that later. You can talk of average variable cost, then average fixed cost, those kind of stuff. Okay, we'll get to that later. I think it's part of the question under this. So these are some of the terminologies that I want you to have an idea about it. So the fixed cost does not change, but the variable cost changes in relation to the output level. Okay, and the total cost has to do with the overall cost of the business for producing a particular product. And the part A says that we should determine the firm's I, the variable cost at output level 2, output level 4, and output level 6. Okay, so let's get back to our solution board and let's see what we have, what we can do. Okay, so option A, you have the option AI. Don't forget that option AI. Okay, that's what we are going to consider. And from the explanation, I said total cost can be written as this. Okay, from the explanation I gave, total cost equal to total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Okay, so from the example I gave, I said is the overall cost of the business for producing a particular product. And when it comes to producing a particular product, we have, you incur a fixed cost and you incur a variable cost. So to know the total cost of the business, then you have to sum the two together. So the formula for total cost is total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Okay, but the question says that we should find the variable cost at output 2, 4, 6. But if you look at the graph, or if you look at the question, we have been given the total cost curve. We have been given the total fixed cost curve. Okay, we have been given the total cost curve and the total fixed cost, but we don't have the total variable cost curve. So it will be very difficult to get the answer if we don't use the formula. Okay, so here we cannot get the answer straight from the graph, but with the help of the formula and the explanation I've given it to you, you'll be able to get the answer by the use of the formula. Okay, so let's get back to our solution board. So from here we can say that, okay, we can say the variable cost, change of subject. So we can make a change of subject within this formula. So the variable cost can be written as total cost minus total variable cost. Okay, because we said total cost is equal to this fixed cost plus variable cost. But when you look at the graph, you have been given the total cost and that of the fixed cost function. Okay, so with the help of that, we can easily get the variable cost out of it by using what is known as change of subject. Okay, so we can bring this one here to get so we can it will be total fixed cost rather. Okay, so the total variable cost equal to total cost minus total fixed cost. Okay, so if you bring this one here, we can get the formula for the variable cost. Okay, if you don't understand anything, kindly leave them in the comment section. Okay, so now that we've gotten the formula, we have been asked to find the variable cost at output level what 2. Okay, so here output 2, what will be the total cost at output 2? So let's use the graph. Okay, so this is the total cost curve, and this is the cost of producing the product. Okay, this is the cost and this is the output. So let's trace at output 2. We trace it when it touches the total cost, then we stop, then we trace it to the cost section. Okay, so at output level 2, the total cost of producing is $100. Okay, don't forget the currency sign. I think it's dollars. Yeah, you can see. Okay, so don't forget the currency sign. Okay, so from output 2, we trace it to the total cost curve, then we trace it to the cost section, and we are going to get $100. Okay, so at output 2, okay, so here you have to be in your solution. Okay, so at output 2, Q2. Okay, so let me write Q2. Total cost equal to $100. Okay, so at Q2, total cost equal to 100. Then at Q2, what is the total fixed cost? Okay, so let's see at Q2 what is the total fixed cost. And don't forget that we said fixed cost does not change irrespective of quantity produced. But let's look from the formula. Okay, so from the graph we could see that the total fixed cost is 40. So at any point in time, even if the business is not producing, they are incurring a cost of $40. Okay, so that's why the curve is horizontal. Okay, meaning it does not change, it is at fixed position. Okay, so at any point in time, the business is incurring a fixed cost of $40, whether they are producing or not producing. Okay, so at Q2, the fixed cost is 40. Okay, so here at Q2, the fixed cost is $40. Okay, so now that we've gotten the figures for the variables for this, then we can substitute it into the formula. So from here we have VC2 equal to TC minus TVC. Okay, so the total cost we know to be $100 less the fixed cost, which is $40. Okay, so $40. So what will be the final answer? Use your calculator. I hope you have it. So the answer obviously is going to be $60. Okay, so at Q2, the total variable cost is $60. Okay, so we are done with the I aspect of the question. No, we are not done, because we should Q2, Q4, then Q6. 6. So let's check if you are right. Yeah, Q2, Q4, and Q6. We are not done with the the I. So let's go there at Q4. Okay, so we are done with the Q2. What will be the variable cost? Okay, so CV2, it means the total variable cost at Q2. What will be the, and because we've already quoted the formula, there's no need to repeat the formula. Okay, but you have to, before you start the solution, you have to quote the formula. Okay, you make sure you quote it so that the examiner will know you've already quoted the formula. There's no need to be repeating it. Okay, so let's see. So here is supposed to be 4. Pardon me for that. At Q4, what is the total cost? Let's go back to the graph. So at Q4, let's trace it, the output. Okay, you start from the output, you trace it to where it will touch the graph. Okay, this was the 2. So you trace it from here to the other side. Okay, so where it touches the total cost, then you trace that one to from there to the cost section. Okay, so at Q4 the total cost is $140. Okay, 140. If you are following my case, you can see from here up to here is $140. Okay, so let's put it there in the formula. There is no time to waste. $40 less, and this one there's no even need for you to go and check the fixed cost, because we said the fixed cost doesn't change irrespective of the level of output, so the fixed cost will always remain the same. So the fixed cost here is going to remain $40. Okay, so the final answer is going to be $100. Okay, so because 140 less $40 will give you 100. Okay, so here don't forget to bring at Q4 TC equal to $140. Okay, don't forget to do that. 140, and then the total fixed cost is also equal to $40. Okay, so don't forget to include that in your solution. Okay, so at Q4, TC equal to $140, and then TFC equal to $40. Then you slot that one into the formula. Okay, so we are done with the output 4. Let's move on to the last aspect of the I, which has to do with output number 6. So at Q6, TC equal to what? So we have to check it from the graph. Okay, so you have to check it from the graph at Q6. Okay, so you have to trace it from here, you trace it up to this side, then you trace it from here to this side. So that one to give us $180. Okay, $180. I hope you are following me. Okay, so the total cost at Q6 is $180, and the TFC remains the same. Okay, because we said the total cost doesn't change irrespective of the output level. Okay, so if you sort that one in, VC6 equal to $180 less $40. Okay, and that one will give us $140. Okay, so I think this is the requirement for I part of the question A under question number 1. Okay, so the I part says we should find the VC, which is the variable cost, when the company produces output 2, 4, and 6. And in my introductory section, I gave you the formula for the VC. Okay, if you don't have it, you can see the screen, or you can see it on the screen. The formula is there for you to have a look at it. If you have any question, you can let me know, or if you have any other suggestion that you want me to do, you can let me know. Okay, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel for me, so that whenever we update the page, you will receive a notification. And for you to receive a notification when you subscribe, you have to click on the bell icon. Okay, and if you have your own specific question for me to solve for you, kindly send it through the WhatsApp line that you see on the screen, and I'll be excited to attend to them. Thank you very much for watching.